Fox TV be thinking of when they introduce a character like King Koopa to television? This green monster is frightening for small children, and the dirty underwear segment of the program is disgusting. My children will be watching Nickelodeon until King Koopa is removed. Today, I want to tell you about a TV show called
Nigga scaring the shit out of me. Who was that?
King Koopa's Cool Cartoons. It ran for 65 episodes during 1989. And rather than featuring Mario, the main character was instead Bowser, or as he was known in the show, King Koopa. As you can see, the show itself is
he looks scary as shit. I'm not watching this. I'm fake scared my damn self.
Not a cartoon at all. It's live action. I'll explain why it's called King Koopa's Cool Cartoons in a bit. But for now, what you need to know is that this show was kind of a disaster. The guy playing Bowser had to be fired for poor behavior on set. Parents started writing in with complaints that King Koopa was scaring kids.
I don't know, finally, I'm scared. I'm fake scared.
What the fuck because of a complaint from the head of Disney. Let's talk about King Koopa's Cool Cartoons, the Mario TV show that made parents angry. So I first found out about King Koopa's Cool Cartoons because someone I know is actually
Imagine waking up and you see this thing is staring at you. What is your next move? You're done. That's your next move. Where you wake up, feel me? You chilling, getting your Z's. Great nap. Just had a dream about your crush. Feel me? Wake up. Look at your door. He's just standing there. What are you doing? You're done. What? Racist? Who said something racist? Your aunt hurts. What? Oh. KKK. What is Aunt Herps though, Sonia? Oh, your aunt name is Herps. Oh shit. I think you're saying like herps, like herpes. I'm dumb as shit. No cap. KKK. Now that is very racist.
Working on preserving it right now. The show is mostly lost to time. Only a few brief clips of King Koopa's Cool Cartoons exist on the internet right now. But what was this show? Well, it's what is known as a wraparound program. In other words, King Koopa's Cool Cartoons was a little bit like a sandwich. King Koopa would introduce himself, then a totally different show would start playing, and finally, King Koopa would return to wrap things up. Now, like I said, no full episodes have been recovered yet, but using the short clips of the show that do exist online, we can piece together what a full episode of this TV show might have looked like. Roll tape. So, the show's opening featured King Koopa roaming the streets of Los Angeles while crowds of children cheered him on. This opening song is very of its era, and it wraps up with the slightly scarily delivered line, "It's my show now."
King does know, thank you for the follow, Gigi.
So then King Koopa enters the studio, where an audience of 40 to 60 local children cheer him on. They're wearing Koopa Trooper hats and these t-shirts which say Koopa's Troopers on them. The kids in the audience actually got to take these t-shirts home with them, which is why we can get a pretty good look at what they look like. So each episode opens with King Koopa performing some kind of comedy skit. In this particular episode, King Koopa watches a puppet show put on by two different vegetables. The vegetables discuss who is the healthiest when King Koopa comes along all of a sudden with a pair of scissors and starts cutting the vegetables to pieces.
Barney?
Brutal.
Yeah, it reminds me of Barney. I'm not gonna lie.
King Koopa leads into the next segment, which is a totally unrelated TV show. Going back to my sandwich analogy, this part is like the filling of the sandwich. So, King Koopa would announce to viewers at home to stay tuned.
Now watch this wonderful thing.
And then this totally unrelated TV program would start playing. In the case of King Koopa's Cool Cartoons, this other show was usually a public domain cartoon. That is to say, a cartoon that is so old that its copyright has long expired, which means that TV stations can air the cartoon without having to pay any money. Then, finally, the cartoon would end, and King Koopa would reappear to wrap
What's a
up
Rickroll? What's
the show. That's
What's
the
a
basic
Rickroll?
format of a single episode of King Koopa's
It's a
Cool
Rickroll.
Cartoons.
It is a
So,
Rickroll.
what were the problems the show ran into then? Well, first of all, kids didn't seem to like King Koopa. If you remember the letter I read out at the start of the video, one mother wrote, "What can the producers at Fox TV be thinking of when they
Oh, you a
introduce a character
troll.
like
Eat a
King
dick.
Koopa to
Troll.
television?
Rickroll.
This
Eat a
green
Rickroll.
monster
Eat a
is
dick, Rickroll. Word. Can you react to a movie? Movie fight scene. I'm in. You're in a fight scene? Oh shit, Gengi. I mean, bro, if you send a link, why not? It's so many links ahead. I can't even keep track.
Children.
I'm trying to keep track.
But the problems didn't stop.
I'm gonna watch
with
everybody
the
link.
outside of the suit. In fact, the man inside the
This nigga look like a perv. What the fuck?
Koopa costume,
Look like he
a
touched
comedian
little
called
girls.
Christopher Collins, caused a lot more issues. Now, Collins died back in 1994, so we can't hear his side of the story. But according to staff who worked on the show, Collins was frequently difficult to work with, to say the least. During the recording of one episode, it's claimed that Collins called out to a group of African-American kids in the audience.
What? Y'all niggas is racist? Why is everybody so racist? Not everybody, but like, why? That's like the third racist thing I've came across today. What's the vibe? Feel me? What's the vibe, gang? Damn.
And
Give
said
us a
on
break.
live television, "Where you kids from? Biafra or something?"
Fuck this nigga. Fuck.
And it wasn't
Him.
just
That's
blatant
a bitch.
racism.
I'm glad he
It's
died.
alleged that
Fuck
Collins
him.
also regularly made
I'll spit on
sexual
his
comments
fucking
to
face,
female
you
members
bitch.
of the production
Fuck that
staff.
nigga.
However, there was one other event that served as the final straw and got Christopher Collins fired. During the closing credits of a particular episode, sweets were dropped into the audience for kids to grab. And that particular day, Christopher Collins' young son was in the audience. After the sweets got dropped, the kids all scrambled to grab as many sweets as they could, which led to Collins' son becoming overwhelmed by all the other children.
That nigga's son is a bitch. That's what it is. Tell his son to time the fuck
According
up.
to one of the show's producers,
Son is a
he
bitch.
leapt into the young audience, yelling at everyone. We fired him and replaced him with another actor. To be honest, Christopher
Oh, he was yelling at everyone because his son was starving? Fuck his son, nigga.
Collins' behavior here is much
Fuck
more
his son.
sympathetic than during any
Son
of
is
his
a
other
bitch.
incidents. But I'd imagine this was a straw that broke the camel's back situation. His erratic and offensive behavior on and off screen grew too hard to put up with. In 2021, comedian Mark Maron described Collins as
go, so you gotta go.
just like
Alright,
this
Gengi.
monster, like he
Hit the
was a
follow button if you
drugs
haven't. I don't know if you hit the
booze
follow
and
button or
weird
not,
and
but
just
I would love for you to hit the
creepy.
follow button though.
And everybody else here is a comedian. But that's not what I am.
You're a fucking racist, you fucking bitch. Your son is a bitch, right? Word! If I see candy, when I was a kid, if I seen candy and everybody's running for it, I'm gone. Give me that shit. I'm snatching out of hands. Words. Every man for himself in that bitch, bro. His son is a hoe,
What
bro.
I am
A hoe,
is
you
a
a
psychotic
bitch.
who's learned to market his problem.
That's not funny.
So, after firing Christopher Collins,
Nigga's
production
a
staff
bitch.
hired Patrick Pinney to take over the role of King Koopa, who you
Okay.
probably know best as the guy who recorded this.
Are you ready?
Word? That's
I
fire.
hear you.
Now, by
That's
all
fine.
accounts,
He makes money
Patrick
every
Pinney is a
SpongeBob-
perfectly
every
nice
SpongeBob
guy,
episode.
and episodes continued being recorded without many hitches. However, some kids watching the show noticed this change in actors and weren't super happy. According to a writer on the show, I remember one kid calling in to say that Koopa was an imposter.
What? Tell that kid to eat a dick, little nigga. Fuck wrong with him? Tell that little nigga eat a dick. Try, y'all
But
call me.
this
Y'all
change
think
in
I'm
actors
toxic?
wasn't the thing that killed King Koopa's cool cartoons. In fact, according to production staff, the show had really high viewership. No, the real
Austin's
reason for the
crazy.
show's cancellation is something that no one could have expected. Here's a quote from the show's producer,
He fat as
Christopher
shit.
Bruff. The show ranked #1 in its time period,
What?
garnered an Emmy nomination, and received in excess of 55,000 pieces of mail over the
What?
13 weeks it aired. It was cancelled
What?
despite hit ratings, due in part to a letter written by the president of Disney to Barry Diller, then president of 20th Century Fox, complaining about the show undermining the morals of its live, youthful.
I'm gonna react to it. Read what Sonya said. Sonya is my mod, so she'll tell you. Feel me? I'm gonna react to it. You just gotta wait, cause mad people that sent links. Feel me? Oh, she said it's an ass movie. That's
I
like
kid
crazy.
you
Me
not.
personally, I wouldn't take that, Gengi.
So
She said your
let's
shit
walk
ass.
through what he said. The actual reason that King Koopa's Cool Cartoons was cancelled was apparently because the CEO of Disney.
No, it's canceled because he got racist. Because he's racist. Next.